Raptors have been struggling this season, but they aren't the worst team in the NBA. But they are the worst team in the NBA in this one specific category, which may or may not actually have an effect on their win percentage. We'll cover what that is in today's video. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Amateur Sports 2, the second channel in the Amateur Hour Production Network, where sometimes we do additional Toronto Raptors content in videos like this. Drop a like if you enjoy, subscribe for more content just like it. And what I'm going to give you here is something that's probably a little bit strange to complain about, but certainly, it has to matter in some capacity. And if you've been watching along the games with me this season, in the watch parties, maybe if you're not, you probably have noticed this as well. The Toronto Raptors are pretty bad at this specific thing, and that is coaches' challenges. Now, again, this isn't that big of a deal, but it's something that I really did want to present on the second channel here, because it has felt like throughout the season that the Raptors are not very good at doing it, and it's kind of hard to not be very good at coaches' challenges. Like in the old days, like a couple of years ago, you only had one. It was one and done. I don't know if that's actually new this year. Maybe it's been the second season where we had that, but it used to be one and done. You use your challenge, whether or not you were successful or not, that challenge was taken away from you for the rest of the game. So the strategy was to save it for the end of the game. The strategy was to save it up for what could be a pivotal moment in the game for you to use it. Nowadays, you have the luxury of, if you're successful, you get your challenge back and can use it again. Now, no matter what, if you're successful twice, you don't have a third challenge. But what has happened as a result of that first challenge being given back, if you are successful, you have the luxury of using that early in the game. If there is a call that is blatantly wrong, you can challenge and get that overturned. And no, you can still have that other one in your back pocket for the remainder of the game. But for the Raptors this year, they don't use their challenges a lot. And when they do, it's baffling why Darko Rajakovic would choose to use it in that position. Like so many times this season, the Raptors have used a challenge, and on the first replay, you go, they are not going to win that challenge. Sometimes a call might be a bit tight, but like an NBA fan, somebody who knows basketball, can look at a replay and conclusively tell you within the first replay, the first angle, they are not going to win this challenge. Maybe they have a case. Maybe it's a 50-50 call. This is not going to get overturned. And again, it's not something that's huge to worry about, but giving yourself some, sometimes you're reversing a couple points. Sometimes it's a pivotal possession. These things can add up. These things can matter. And especially, winning your challenge early allows you to have it later in the game. Well, we actually have data provided here by Stefano on Twitter, hopefully that's how you say it, about the teams that use their challenges the most and their success rate. And the Raptors, not really surprisingly, are the worst team in the NBA at using their coach's challenge. If you're looking for them, they're right down here. They have the third lowest successful challenges in the NBA. The third lowest successful challenges in the NBA, but they have the worst success percentage in the NBA. So they don't use the challenges much, and they are very bad when they do use them. You've got Miami up here, who barely ever uses their challenge, but are very successful when they do. You've got Washington, who don't use it that often, but at least are higher success percentage than the Raptors. You've got the Knicks and Memphis, who use it a lot and to very good avail. And you've got some teams who use it a bunch here that aren't very successful, super successful with it, but are way more successful than the Raptors. Again, it's just confusing how you can be so bad. How could you possibly be less than 50% on your challenges? The issue for me is, if you're going to use it early in the game and just you don't have it for that, if you're going to use it early, you have got to be 90% sure that you're going to win that challenge. And yeah, sure, sometimes the player, like Scotty Barnes sometimes will, for an out-of-bounds call, it will clearly go off Scotty Barnes last, and he will run over to Darko begging him to challenge. And, usually for your best players, you'll give him some, I'll trust that guy where, I'll trust him and I'll challenge him. Or if your star player picks up a foul and he's adamant he didn't foul the guy, okay, I don't want him playing with foul trouble. Sure, I'll challenge here. And then the player's wrong. But so many times this year, it's been like, why are you challenging this, Darko? Why? And again, this is probably not something that's too big to worry about. This is probably not something that is overall affecting win percentage a lot, but it's got to be affecting the win percentage a little bit. Like, you're swinging the play, you're swinging points sometimes, and those can add up. Those little things, like, over the course of a season, like perhaps having the 80% successful challenge rate compared to like 45% here, less than 45% for Raptors, perhaps over the course of an entire season, that could add up to 1 to 2 wins. And perhaps if you're not bottom feeding like the Raptors, that could help your team. That could maybe move you up a spot in the standings. Perhaps, the momentum that's something could cause. Maybe it's not something we can quantify. Maybe it's more than 1 or 2 wins per season that could add up by being really good at coaches' challenges. But for me, it's just got a big, it's just showcase of the inept ability to use these. How could you not be able to get 50% of your challenges correct when you have 2 and you can confirm, you can be certain in the first half sometimes that you are going to win that challenge? So the Raptors, again, they don't use it super often, but they are the worst. They have the worst success rate in the NBA with these coaches' challenges. So I don't know. Again, something that's not really a big deal, I guess. Something that's not really worth complaining about too much. In the end, I just think it's funny how bad they are. And it's funny because how can you be this bad at using your coach's challenge? Is it the reason the Raptors have one of the worst records in the NBA? No. There are many bigger, much bigger factors. But it's funny. And I thought it was a fun little topic to cover here on the second channel, Amateur Sports 2, where we do sometimes additional Raptors content in videos like this. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more like it. I know I don't do a lot of videos on here right now. I'm trying to focus more on the main channel and on my battery, to be honest. But hey, fun videos like this from time to time. Hopefully, I will see you again in another one soon.